I'm right back with another video. It's 8:45 Sunday evening. Just got out of the shower and I decided to make a video because I was thinking about how a lot of people, associate me with art. And I made the video, it was very similar in this topic a few days ago, but I do kind of resent that because although I do enjoy arts and crafts, I don't consider myself an artist, okay? Sure, I like to pretend that I'm an artist, but I really don't have any true, strong artistic abilities. Now, to me, an artist has, the ability to draw or whatever, and my art is very basic. But I do think that that because I've always been very selective and very protective of myself as far as when it came to being social, being mostly by yourself, you do develop more skills, more interest, and multiple talents than people who tend to socialize and cluster in crowds, for the simple fact that they're more focused on, maybe a particular fad or something that, something diverts their attention away from maybe something that they enjoy other than what they might do for a living, Like, for example, maybe a lady might take a dance class, but she might be working, she works in science, okay, but, she also enjoys modern dance, okay. So, people tend to kind of drop away from outside interests, and instead maybe they're focusing more on other things, But I was thinking about the purpose of the education system. When you're in school, you're supposed to take certain classes and develop skills for the simple reason and purpose is to become well-rounded. So you're going to have things like, your required English, your, mathematics, science, stuff like that, but you're also, expected to take like a foreign language or a fine art or something along those lines. And the purpose of it is so that you can be well-rounded, so you can have multiple skills, talents, and be able to function. That's the purpose of why they have those particular classes, okay? That's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be somebody who is well-versed in many subjects and many different issues and have multiple talents. That's how you get the idea behind it, okay? And unfortunately, for some reason, which is kind of demonstrated in what I was mentioning earlier, how some people just kind of go through the motions and they're not really paying attention and it doesn't really have the same value, or they're not really applying it into their personal life. Now, for me, I don't really have a lot of contact with outside sources, and I'm not the kind of person that just jumps on the bandwagon of a particular fad or whatever a bunch of people are doing, unless, of course, I feel as though it's something that I can relate to. Now, when you are more like that, you're more likely to delve into certain things that appeal to you, and you don't really care about what's going on outside because you're content with what you're doing. And I'm a very content person as far as my hobbies are concerned. And yeah, I would say my hobbies are sewing. I like making clothes. I enjoy making childlike crafts and colorful crafts, okay? But that's not something that I would ever want to do for a living. It's something that brings me joy. It's like, like some men, for example, some businessmen get together and they go out and they play golf, okay? They're enthusiastic about golf, but they have no interest of being like, Tiger Woods or something. It's very similar like that. I have no interest in ever associating myself with that. Now, I would say because I have more of an interest in art that I tend to like more bright colors or more fabrics that are more vibrant or whatever, but it's not something that I like to be identified with. It's just a certain taste that I have, So, when I find people, who want to associate me with art, I kind of think it's funny because when I look at my art, I think it's maybe cute, or it's fun-looking, or it's something that's childlike, or it's very young at heart. That's what I like to call it, young at heart, because a lot of women like my age and whatever, a lot of us like Hello Kitty. I was looking at somebody's a big page of just different Hello Kitty products recently. And of course, people my age, we buy things like, Hello Kitty checkbook covers. There was even a Hello Kitty car. There was Hello Kitty coasters, Hello Kitty, that sort of stuff, okay? Some people have interest in those kind of things. They're fun to collect. They're fun to surround yourself with because it makes you feel cheerful. It's a very cheerful feeling. But as far as, me being associated, identified with it, I would have to say no. I'm more a person who is a part of my life, I will say that. You know what I mean? And it's something that I will never separate from, but it's something that I would never want to do or be known for. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was pretty much really what I wanted to say about that. It's just basically, most people were supposed to be the same way. That's, like I said, the reason why we have all those different curriculums in school is to be that way. That's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to, of course, I'm going to be honest, when it comes to things like biology, I couldn't spew off certain things that I've learned back then because really at the time, I didn't really have much of an interest in biology, okay? But for certain things that I really liked and absorbed, like, for example, I liked English, things like that, then, it's fine, okay? But, certain people, they just don't seem to understand how to kind of connect the dots and apply certain things to their life, whereas I'm more one of those people who I want to be more well-rounded. I care about those sort of things, and so I apply them to my life. I enjoyed art and crafts when I was a kid. I remember when, certain seasons would come around and we'd make certain art projects. I really liked the Halloween ones that we make, and I remember making Valentines when I was a kid and those sort of things, and I really enjoyed those, and so, as an adult, I tend to gravitate towards childlike art because it is colorful, and I don't mind, making things like little girls and stuff like that, and boys as well, but, it's just one of those things that you do when you're happy and bubbly, you know what I mean? And I guess I am kind of a happy, bubbly person, even though right now my life is kind of like, in a shithole, based on my employment issue, but, that's just who I am, I enjoy those things. And I'm not afraid to wear those sort of things, like in my hair. Of course, I would do that at work, okay, but, when I run around town, I'll put like one of my little barrettes on or whatever, because it makes me feel happy, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like I'm getting close to the age where, like, and I was watching a video, too, about older women in fashion. Now, some of these women were just really, I have to say, I wouldn't wear it myself, but I have to, hand it to some of these older women who decide, they're getting older and they feel like they can be more creative in their dressing. And some people's lives are just now starting all over again. It's like they found themselves. They found, this freedom because they're at the age right now where really nobody gives a shit, right? So there was this one lady, I guess she cut off some locks of her hair and she made some eyelashes. Now, of course, I wouldn't do something like that, okay? But I have to say, you know what? This woman felt good about herself. You know what I mean? It was something she did, and she, I guess she even dyed her hair like pink, and it was a really good video. I really, really, really enjoyed watching that. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting older, and I enjoy certain things, you know what I mean? And, I noticed there's a lot of older women, they got like little blue-haired ladies and stuff like that. I'm not trying to be a part of that crowd, but I will say I think it's cute. I think it's cute that women at a certain age want to be colorful and they want to feel cheerful and they want to bring out, some happiness and joy in their lives. Because all too often, we think that, the 20-year-old women, they got everything going, they got this going, and they're youthful and whatever, but, you don't have to give up on happiness and joy just because you get to a certain age, you know what I mean? I still enjoy making Christmas cookies, although I haven't made them in years, cutting out little gingerbread people and putting smiley faces on them and stuff. Yeah, that stuff makes me happy, so that's pretty much, what I'm trying to say. It's like, if those things bring you joy, why not indulge in them? there is a difference between somebody who's childlike or not childlike, let's see, young at heart, young at heart, and somebody who is immature to where they can't make important life decisions. You know what I mean? To where they're like, you know, they're slacking on the responsibilities or whatever. And I'm not one of those people. I mean, I obviously have my head screwed on straight, but, you know, when it comes to, you know, being bright, vibrant, and happy person, somebody who doesn't believe that just because you hit the big 40 that, you know, your life is falling apart and you're supposed to just give up on life. That's not the way it should be if you really want to get the best out of living. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I'll be back with another one in the morning. Have a great day.